Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidna ilma. Allahumma fakkihna fid din. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'an wa amalan mutaqabbalan wa rizqan tayyiba. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. How are you, everyone? I hope you all are safe and healthy and enjoying learning Arabic. And you guys can see that these are the lists of people who attempted the homework this week. And Alhamdulillah, I'm very proud of you who are constantly working hard. And I'm telling you that the people who are doing their homework, showing interest in this learning, inshallah, with the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with the bounty of Him, you will be very soon start enjoying the fruit of this blessing. And inshallah, you will be very beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because you are striving towards learning the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And those who are not attempting homework, they're gonna soon lose interest in this learning and they will leave us complaining that Arabic is hard. Arabic is not hard at all, I'm telling you. Rather, it is very interesting. And even though if you feel a little bit hard, then you should remind yourself that how many years we spent in other studies, years after years, and how many sleepless nights we spent to learn all that studies. This book deserves more than that. So we need to put effort in this learning because this is the message of our Rabb. And it has a greater cause and consequences later on, right? So those who are listening to the recording, this is especially message for them that they need to attempt homework. This is must if you really want to reap the fruit of this learning. Otherwise, I'm telling you, you're gonna just leave us and you will not benefit from it at all. So homework is must, and I'm very proud of you who are attempting your homeworks. And now announcement about Seerah series. Today I didn't include Seerah episode because I want you to remember and recall what happened in these 3 episodes so far. So first, inshallah, in next week or soon, we are going to quiz you on whatever we learned so far in Seerah. And then inshallah, we are going to move on in our next episode. So let's start our class today. Okay, today our hadith is La Tawdab. La Tawdab. So what does it mean? Do not be angry. La Tawdab. Do not be angry. Very easy to remember and very important lesson. Why we are told by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and obviously by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first that we should not be angry on people. What happens when we are angry? Basically, we are in our weak moments at that time when we are angry or mad or upset on someone or something. We are in our weak moment. And Shaitan take the opportunity of this weak moment and he make us say and do something that we are not supposed to do. And later on, we are going to regret on it. So Shaitan is really happy when we are angry. And I found a beautiful quote over here saying that a moment of patience in a moment of anger prevents 1,000 moments of regret. Your bad mood is temporary, but the words you say are permanent. And your mood will change, but your words cannot be changed once said. How beautiful it is and how true it is, right? So when we are angry, we need to think about it that this is Shaitan is making us angry right now, and he is happy, and he wants us to say and do something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to like, and we are going to regret on it later on. So we need to let Shaitan, we need to defeat Shaitan basically, and we need to control our anger, because he really, the Shaitan takes control of the person who does not control his anger. So if we are unable to control our anger at that time, then Shaitan is going to take over us. And if an angry person is, and this is the tips given by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to us, that if an angry person is standing, he should sit down. So meaning that when we are angry, we need to do certain things, and inshallah, that will help us out to calm us down. So what is the very first thing that we need to change our position? So if we were standing, then we need to sit down. And if someone was sitting, then he literally need to lie down or move away from the place. So you can move away from the place of argument. You can, if you were standing, you can sit down. If you're sitting, you will lie down. So these are very helpful tips, and you're gonna find them very beneficial at the time of anger. Then another beautiful tip is that when you are angry, then recite ta'uz. What is ta'uz? A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Because I told you that this is Shaitan who is making us angry. So we need to, and when we will say ta'uz, then what's gonna happen? Shaitan would leave. So when Shaitan would leave, then inshallah we will be calm. So always make a habit that whenever you are angry, just say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, and then drink water. This is another great tip. So we can drink water, and inshallah that will make us calm down. And make wudu, another beautiful tip. Because when you are going to make wudu, inshallah, you will be all calm down, and wudu has its own blessing, right? When we make wudu, what happen? If we said something and we do kuli, what gonna happen? All these bad words that we said, inshallah, they will wipe out, and you will be all clean from that sin. So, and in the same way, your hands, when we wash our hands, all the sins that we have done with our hands will be wiped out. So this is beautiful a tip from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that when we are angry, we need to say ta'uz, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. We can drink water, and we can make wudu, and we can change our position. So if we were standing, we can sit down. If we were sitting, we can lie down, and even we can just move away from that place. So these are, alhamdulillah, very beautiful tips. And you know, everyone get angry. It's very normal, right? So that's why we need to consider these tips, and inshallah, they are going to be very beneficial. So what is the hadith? La ta'udab. La ta'udab, meaning do not be angry. We do not have any right to be angry on anyone. Okay, we are a slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and slave is supposed to be very humble. We do not have any pride in us, okay? And so this is beautiful, alhamdulillah, beautiful hadith and beautiful tips. And inshallah, they are going to be very beneficial to all of us, because everyone go through these situations. So far we have 5 hadiths, right? So I will highly recommend that we are not just doing for the sake of doing, rather you need to keep reviewing them and you need to apply in your lives. Okay, this is the whole purpose of all these hadiths and seerah and whatever we are learning. So review. This is the only thing that is going to help you, and that is going to make all this learning beneficial to all of us. So moving on now. Okay, today's lesson, our lesson number 4 is about some grammar rule, which is very important. So that's why we are going to review whatever we learned so far in grammar, and we are going to link that with our today's lesson. So far we learned that there are 3 kinds of words. Remember? Ismun, Fe'lun, and Harfun. So there are only 3 kinds. When you open up Quran Pak, even though there are millions of words, but you should be happy thinking that they are only 3 kinds. Either they are ism or fail or harf. Okay, so there is no 4th kind, only 3 kinds of word: ismun, failun, and harfun. And then what is ism? Ism, we learn the definition that ism is a name of a person, place, thing, idea, adjective, adverb, and more, right? And then the example are mother, peace, tall, Makkah, loudly. Loudly, we know this is our adverb, right? And then table, cats, sun, he. Okay, he is a pronoun and it is talking about person, so that is also an ism. So these are example of ism, and then we learn about fail. What was the fail? Something that is stuck in time, past, present, and future. The example are smiles, taught, slept, jump, and learned, right? Then we have harf. Harf does not make sense by itself unless some ism or fail come with it. And the example is with, from, upon, about, because of, on, until, at, right? These are all example of harf. And then we learned that ism has 4 properties. Okay, and what are they? Status, number, gender, type. So we know that, okay, ism has 4 properties: status, number, gender, type. And what if I ask you about the status? So what should be your answer? Then status are 3 kinds, right? So status could be nasab, status could be rafa, right? And when I say rafa, what does that mean? That you're gonna have un sound, right? Or u sound. So this is our rafa. And that means that this is the doer of the action. Someone is the doer of the action when someone has un or u sound, right? Then nasab. And what is nasab refer to? Nasab refers to detail. Okay, and what sound you gonna look for? You're gonna look for 2 fathas or 1 fatha. So when you hear a fatha sound or 2 zabar sound or 1 zabar sound, then you should know, okay, this is the detail of the action in this sentence. Then we have jar, and what does jar refer to? Jar refers to 2 kasras or 1 kasra. Okay, so we learned that all. And if you don't remember, then maybe you can go back to our previous recordings, because everything was mentioned in these recordings as well. So these were all about status. Okay, so I'm not gonna talk about number, gender, type, okay, because we already talked about it a little bit and we are not talking any detail about them. So I'm interested on status today. So status refers to rafa, nasab, and jar. And when we say rafa, what does that mean? That rafa means doer of the action or subject of the action. And again, what sound? Un and u sound refers. Then nasab. Nasab refers to detail of the action, right? Object you can call. And un and a sound is nasab. Then jar, we have in or e sound. And now jar could be two things. It could show the possession. Someone is, something belongs to someone. Okay? Or someone is the has something in possession. So this is one thing. But there is another thing about jar is that sometimes some harf, we know harf, right? Sometimes some harf gonna come and make some ism jar in status. So these are the two things, and basically this is our today's lesson, that some harf are coming and they are making next ism jar in status. Okay, so let's see next. Okay, so this is again same information. So we have doer. Doer refers to raf or rafa or marfu. So you need to remember these two terms, rafa or marfu. Okay, so doer is called rafa or marfu, and it gonna have always un sound or u sound. Okay, two pesh or one pesh. Then detail is nasab and unsound or a sound. And detail is gonna talk about why something happened, how something happened, what happened, where did that happen, and when did that happen. So all these details are going to be nasab. And again, one more time, nasab is going to have two fathas or one fatha. Okay, and what we're gonna call them in Arabic term, mansub. So always remember these terms, rafa or marfu, nasab or mansub. I know this is going to be a little hard, but these are very important terms to remember. So I will highly recommend that, yes, you can say doer, that would be fine, but you should always be familiar with these marfu term too, because this is how we are going to move on with these terms. And then we have jar and majroor. So these are for the terms when you see something that has kind of a relation of belonging. The book of Maryam. So the book belongs to Maryam. This is one thing. Another thing, as I said before, that some harf gonna come and they are going to beat that ism and make it jar. Okay, so you can imagine that there is some ism, for example, baytun, right? And then some harf came because before this baytun, and now they beat this baytun, and now baytun is not baytun anymore, rather it becomes baytin. So it kind of lie down, okay, because it was beaten. Okay, so this is this is how you can remember this word. So some harf gonna come and they are going to beat that ism and make it jar. Okay, now let's see one example over here. It says Ali ate chocolate at home yesterday happily because he was hungry. Now you tell me, who did eat the chocolate? That was Ali, right? So that means Ali is the doer. So that means if he is a doer, he should be rafa in status. Now ate is action, right? So we're gonna leave that alone. We are not interested in it right now. So we have our doer, and now what we are looking for? Detail. So Ali ate what? He ate chocolate. So what did he eat? Chocolate. So this is a detail. At home. Where did he eat? At home. When did he eat? Yesterday. How did he eat? Happily. Why did he eat? Because he was hungry. So this is basically all the details. Okay, so this is how you should be thinking, and you should be asking a question when you are looking for rafa and nasab status, like who is the doer in the action and what is the detail of the action. Okay, now more example over here. Let's do it. So now darrasa rajulun waladan. So what we are going to look for, I want you to pay attention to the sounds at the ending sound of the words, and you need to think, okay, what is doer in this sentence? So we are just focusing on doer over here. So now darasa mean taught, he taught. So this is a fail. So darasa mean he taught, and this is a fail. And then rajulun, we know that rajulun mean a man, and waladun, we know waladun mean a boy, right? So now if I say darasa rajulun waladan, so now you tell me who is the doer in that sentence. One more time. Darasa rajulun waladan. So I hear dun sound, right? So when I hear dun sound, then I should know, okay, this is the doer of the action. So when I'm translating, so I'm gonna bring my doer first. So I'm gonna say how I'm gonna translate. Darasa, I said that he taught, right? So a man, rajulun mean a man. A man taught a child, right? So who is the doer? A man. Now in second example, darasa, he taught, waladan rajulun. Now you tell me again, who is the doer in this sentence? Waladan or rajulun? Rajulun. This is my doer. And I'm gonna translate how? Same way. A man taught a child. And do you guys notice that over here, darasa rajulun, rajulun was number 2 word, right? But in that sentence, this is the last word of the sentence, but the translation we are doing the same way. So in English, what happened? In English, doer always comes the first. Even though in this translation, our doer is in Arabic, the third over here, the last letter. But when I'm translating it in English, I'm saying amen. So I'm bringing doer always first. So this is the case in English. But in Arabic, order does not matter. Okay, what does matter? The sounds matter. So you need to focus on the sound and see what ism or what word is making un sound, and that is the doer of the action. So now third example, darasa rajulan waladun. Now you tell me, where is my doer in this sentence? I hear rajulan and then waladun. So dun sound is telling me this time, this walad, this child is the doer. So how I'm going to translate? A child taught a man. Okay, so this is how it's going to work. In the next example, rajulan darrasa waladun. So again, I hear waladun over here. Even though this is at the very end, but I know this is my doer. So I'm going to translate this waladun first, and I'm going to say, a child taught a man. Right? Next one, waladan darrasa rajulun. So now who is the doer? Waladan. Darrasa, we know this is our fail, so we are not interested. So waladan or rajulun. So which one is my doer? Rajulun. So a man taught a child. Okay. So now that was all how we can find doer. So when we are finding a doer, we're gonna look for un or u sound at the end of the word. Now, if I ask you find detail in the action, so for the detail, we need to look for an or a sound. So now look the example over here, darrasa rajulun waladan. So now we are interested in detail. What is the detail of the action? And when I say detail, we know that, okay, let's translate that. Darrasa rajulun waladan. So rajulun mean a man. So a man taught. A man taught who? He taught a child. Okay, so this waladan is the detail, right? Next one, darrasa waladan rajulun. Now where is my detail? So for the detail, I need to first find action. What is the action? Action is he taught. And now who taught? Rajulun. So this is my doer. So rajulun taught. Now rajulun taught to who? He taught to waladan, a child. So this waladan is my detail. This is my nasab. Then next one, and again, if you are paying attention, you know that order does not matter. Over here, rajulun was over here, but in the second example, rajulun is the last, in the last word in our sentence. Next one, darrasa rajulan waladun. Now, where is my detail? Waladun is my doer, and rajulan is my detail. So who taught who? Waladun, the child, taught the man. Rajulun darrasa waladun. So again, waladun is my doer. Waladun is my doer. And rajulun is my detail, because he is the one who received the teaching. So he's my detail, and that should be nasab in status. And that is rafa in status. Okay, then we have waladan darrasa rajulun. So again, rajulun is my doer. It is my rafa, and waladan is my nasab and detail. So who is teaching who? A man is teaching a child. So I hope all this is making sense to you guys. Now let's see. Okay, now comes our today's lesson, jar. So jar, what is jar? Jar, as I said, that it can show two things. Number one, possession or belonging. Okay, so belonging or possession. Okay, so it's gonna show us possession or belonging, or some harf can come before it, and they are going to beat that ism. These harf can beat that ism and make it jar. So these are the two reasons for any ism to be jar in status. And when I say jar, what does that mean? I'm referring to this in or e sound. So there are 17 harfu jar, and in Quran Pak, 11 of them are used. Okay, so we are interested on these 11 one. And we know that we said that ism has 4 properties, right? So ism has properties, and what are they? They are status, number, gender, and type. And now these harf, they do not have any properties. Rather, they have job. So this harfu jar has a job, and what is his job? His job is to make next ism jar in status. And the other term you can say majroor. So it's make next ism majroor. And one thing we need to remember about this harfu jar and its victim. So whatever come after it. So this is our harfu jar, and this harfu jar is always going to next ism majroor. Okay, and they are always going to be side by side. So they love each other. They are always holding hands. So they do not have any long distance in between them. So it's not like harfu jar is in the beginning of the sentence and its victim is coming at the end of the sentence. No, they are always going to be side by side. So it's very easy for us to recognize them. If they have long distance, then what's gonna happen? We're gonna look for, okay, where is the victim of that harfu jar? But this is not the case. So alhamdulillah, they are always side by side. They love each other. So we can easily recognize them. Okay, so again, what is the term? Jar, harfu jar, you can call them jar, and their victim is going to be called as majroor. So jar and majroor, this term you need to remember, jar and majroor, or harfu jar and its victim. Okay, so this is how you can remember them. And what are they now? So they are, there are 11 of them, and we are going to memorize them. So how, this is the order it go: ba, ta, kaf, lam, waw, min, fi, an, ala, hatta, ila. Okay, so this is the order you are going to memorize. Ba, ta, kaf, lam, waw, min, fi, an, ala, hatta, ila. So you will keep saying them until you are able to say them in 10 seconds. Okay, so the whole week you have to memorize them. So how are you gonna say them? Ba, ta, kaf, lam, waw, min, fi, an, ala, hatta, ila. Even faster than that. I'm old, I cannot say very quickly, but I hope that you guys can be able to say less than 10 seconds, okay? So ba, ta, kaf, lam, waw, min, fi, an, ala, hatta, ila. This is how it should go. But you're not gonna just say ba, ta, kaf, lam, waw, min, fi, an, ala, hatta, ila. Rather, you need to memorize their meanings too. Okay, so meanings you're gonna memorize them with the example. I'm gonna explain you guys, but this is how you are going to memorize in order. So you should know that, okay, these are harfu jar, and what's gonna happen whenever they are there, they are going to make their ism jar in status. And when I say jar, what does that mean? That the ism is going to be having 2 kasras or 1 kasra. 2 zairs or 1 zair. Okay, and they are always side by side. They do not have any long distance or anything. Okay, now these are Quranic example. So wow, and not every wow in Quran Pak is these harfu jar. Okay, wow is also used as a connector. So you need to keep that in your mind. So whenever, and how are you going to recognize that if it is harfu jar or if it is a connector? Very easy. That after this waw, if you see a kasra on the next ism, then yes, it is our harfu jar. Otherwise, it's not. Because waw in Quran Pak is used many times because waw is connector, right? So connector, you can imagine that how many ayah in Quran Pak. So and connector is used very oftenly, right? So, but you need to know that, okay, if you see a kasra after that, then yes, this is the one that is harfu jar. So wal asri, you can remember this waw with wal asri. Then lam is for li rasulin, and ignore this lakum. Inshallah, we are going to talk later about it. Okay, so just remember this li rasulin. So you should not be asking me, okay, why this kum is not jar in status, right? Because we don't see any kasra on this meme. So that is some exception, and inshallah this is a pronoun, and we are going to talk about them later. But for now, you can just remember this li rasulin. So you see, after this lam, we have rasulin. So this rasul word has become jar in status. Who has beaten this word? This lam. So wal asri for waw. Waw is for oath. Lam is for, and li rasulin for a rasul. Then ka, you can remember ka mean like, comparison. The example is ka asfim ma'kul, if you remember Surat Fil. So it is used over here. Then we have ta. Ta in Quran Pak is used for swearing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So tallahi. So this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swearing on his name, subhanallah. So ta is also used for swearing, but not for us, but rather only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then ba is used, ba mean with, and bil haqqi. So this is also our jar majroor fragment. Then we have an mean about or away from. Okay. And anil anfali. So this is these phrase you can remember to remember this word. Then we have fi mean in or about, and fi dinillahi, in the deen of Allah. And then min sharri, this is very common, we recite in our Mawzatain, right? So min sharri, from the shar, from the evil. So this is min from. Then we have ila mean to or towards. Ila rushdi. Again, ilaika, you're gonna just ignore that, and we are going to learn after soon, inshallah, about them. So ila rushdi, towards the guidance. Then hatta hini, and hatta again is not always harfu jar. It has other purpose too, and as a harfu jar, it is only used twice in Quran Pak, and one example is over here, hatta hinin. Okay, and then we have ala and alallahi. You can remember that one. Not alaykum. We are not talking about that right now. So these are example and names, the meaning of these words. So I would highly recommend that you are going to memorize them. And then I put these these are same harfu jar, and they have meanings over there here too. So whatever makes sense to you guys. So I again highly recommend that we need to memorize all these harfu jar with their meaning. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time during class, so I can drill that. But inshallah, we have whole week, so you're gonna take your time, and you are going to memorize them. So now, starting our lesson number 4 in our Medina book, and it has a lot of new vocabulary. So I would highly recommend that we need to keep up with the vocabulary. Otherwise, we're going to lose track, and then we're going to lose interest in our learning. Okay, so very important that you guys keep reviewing the vocabulary and the lessons. Now, the new words over here, we are learning about al-hamami, and you guys can see in the picture, hamam is like, look like bathroom, right? And then al-ghurfati mean room. And look over here, it says al-baytu. If you guys remember our first lesson, what was that all about? Baytun, right? And then from baytun to we came al-baytu. Do you guys remember? So we have baytun, right? That was almost our first lesson, baytun, kalamun, and dikun, right? All these words. And then what did we learn? That if we put, and baytun mean a house, right? So whenever we have tanween, it is referring to a. And then we learned that, okay, if we want to say the house, if we want to make this house particular, we are talking about a particular house, then we can put al. But what is the condition when we put al? We cannot say tun anymore. We need to say tu, al bay tu. So the house, right? So these things we already learned. And now we are learning a new thing, fil bayti. So al baytu, what is the translation? The house. And from that we are learning, okay, fil bayti. Now what is fil bayti? The new vocabulary over here. Aina mean where, ghurfa mean room, al hamam mean bathroom, al matbakh mean kitchen, and fi mean in, ala on, as-sama'u sky, al-faslu mean the classroom, and al-mirhadu mean the toilet. Okay, so this is the new vocabulary. And what is fi mean? Fi mean in. And now in, you should know, okay, is that ism, fail, or harf? What category it fall into? Into harf. And do you remember ba, ta, kaf, lam, waw mean fi? So fi came over here, right? So that means this is our harfu jar. And what did we said about harfu jar? Then whenever this harfu jar gonna come, it gonna beat next ism and make into jar. And that's why you see fil bayti. So we cannot say anymore when we have fi over here, we cannot say baytu or bayta. That would be wrong. It is going to be bayti. Okay, fil bayti. Okay, and what is fil bayti mean? In the house. Now, al masjidu, the masjid, and fil masjidi. Again, same thing. Fi came, and now we have masjidi. We cannot say masjidu, we cannot say masjida, rather only fil masjidi. Okay, why? Because harfu jar came, and this is making next ism majroor or jarin status, or this word is jarified with the harfu jar, by harfu jar. Then we have al maktabu. Maktab mean, we know this word mean desk, right? So alal maktabi. Now again alal maktabi. So new word, new harfu jar over here. Bata kaf lam waw min fi an ala. So this is our ala. Okay, so ala, this is part of our harfu jar, and this is making our next ism jarin status. So this is the victim. This maktabi is the victim of ala, and that's why it is jarin status. Then we have al sariru. Sarir mean the bed. And now ala sariri. Okay, so you see this e sound over here. Why? Who is making that? This ala. This ala is beating up a sarir and making it jar. Okay. So, okay. Now, next one. Aina Muhammadun. Now, Aina, we see over here, Aina mean where. So, how are we going to translate that? Aina Muhammadun, where is Muhammad? Okay, this is a question. Where is Muhammad? And now, what is the answer? Huwa fil ghurfati. So, he is in the classroom. Sorry, in the room. Ghurfa mean in the room. So, he is in the room. And now I put over here huwa. Whenever you see huwa, it is a pronoun, and hiya is a pronoun. And huwa mean he is, so this is masculine. And then hiya means she is, and that is feminine. So huwa fil ghurfati, he is in the classroom. Now, wa aina yasirun, and where is Yasir? What is the answer? Huwa fil hamami. He is in the bathroom. Wa aina Aminatu, and where is Amina? What's the answer? Here she is fil matbakhi. Again, you are noticing that after fi we have ghurfati, hamami, and matbakhi. So all are taking ee sound. Why? Because they are jar. Who is making them jar? This fi is making them jar. Now, ain al kitabu, where is the book? Huwa alal maktabi. So it is on the maktabi, on the desk. Wa aina saatu, and where is the sa mean watch? And where is the watch? Hiya ala sariri. It is on the bed. Now sa'a, you see that this ta at the end, right? So this ta, do you remember that we said that there are three signs or three shortcuts to know that this word is ism. One was that it takes tanween. The other was if it has al in the beginning, or the third one was it has ta marbuta, right? So then it is ism. So now I'm telling you one more thing. Whenever you see this ta, this hijabi lady, then you should know that this word is feminine, because we know that in Arabic the words are either masculine or feminine. But whenever you see this ta, then you should know that this word is feminine. So aina saatu, that's why we are saying hiya ala sariri. It is on the bed. Okay, so this here is referring to sa, because watch is considered feminine. Okay, now we are running out of time. Okay, so we need to do it quickly, and that's why I might not make any participation today. So let's do it together, because we don't have time. So now, Ainal Kitabu, where is the book? So how we can answer that? Al Kitabu, the book is where? If we go back to our lesson, where was the book? Huwa alal maktabi. So you can say huwa alal maktabi, or you can just say al kitabu alal maktabi. Okay, so just remember that you need to just focus on this sound, alal maktabi. And you can say al kitabu or huwa. If it is masculine, if it is feminine, then you can just say hiya. So aina Muhammadun. So now we can go back in the lesson and see where was Muhammad. It says huwa fil ghurfati. So you're gonna just say huwa fil ghurfati. Okay. Aina saatu, and then we're gonna say hiya ala sariri. Aina Yasiru, yes, where is Yasir? Huwa fil hamami. So you're gonna answer that. And Aina Aminatu, where is Amina? What should be the answer? Hiya fil matbahi. She is in the kitchen. Aminatu fil ghurfati. Now, we know this is for the question. Is Amina in the room? How are we gonna answer that? Where was the Amina? Amina was in the matbakh, right? So we're gonna say La hiya fil matbakhi. So no, she is not in the ghurfa, rather she is in the matbakh, in the kitchen. And man fil ghurfati, who is in the ghurfa? So we're gonna say Muhammadun fil ghurfati, right? Wa man fil hamami, and who is in the hammam, in the bathroom? So Yasirun fil hamami, right? Maza al maktabi, and now what is on the maktab? What is on the desk? So al kitabu huwa al maktabi, or you can say just al kitabu al maktabi. And maza al sariri, what is on the bed? As-sa'atu al sariri. Okay, so this is I highly recommend that you guys write that down and practice orally as well during the week. And now some more practice over here, and inshallah that is easy. Al madrasa tu, fil madrasa ti. Okay, you know what? Let's do 5 minutes. We can take it together because I want to see that how your understanding is going. So you guys can raise your hands and you can participate, okay? Then we have fil bay ti, right? Not tu or not ta, but ti. Then al baytu, right? Al ghurfa.
Tu.
Very good. Al hammam.
Mu.
Mu. Fil hammam.
Me.
Very good. Fil matbahi. Sorry, I said that. Fil matbah.
B.
He.
He.
Al makta.
Who.
Very good. Al makta.
T.
T. Al kursi.
You.
Al kursi. You. Yes. Oh, sorry. It is
The one.
ala. Okay. Ala. Al kursi. Ye. Okay. Asari.
Ru.
Ru.
Who.
Al kita.
B.
B. Fil masjid.
D.
Very good. And what does fil masjid mean?
Inside the mosque.
In the masjid. Very good. Okay, now let's translate over here. At-talibu fil jamiati. Jamiati is new word meaning university. So how are we gonna translate that? At-talibu fil jamiati.
The student is in the university.
Very good. The student is in the university. And fil jamiati, right? Can we say jamiatu or jamiata? No, right? Fil jamiati. Now ar-rajulu fil masjid. D. And how are we gonna translate?
The boy is in the masjid.
Ar-rajulu.
The man.
The man is in the masjid. Very good. Now aina tajiru. What does aina mean? Where? This is new word today, okay? Aina tajiru. And you see, aina tajiru. What kind of word is at-tajiru? Harufe shamsiya. Right? Ta is harf of shamsi, right? Shamsi word. Shamsi harf. So that's why we are saying at-tajiru, not al-tajiru, right? So remember that too. So aina tajiru, where is the tajir or shopkeeper or businessman?
Merchant.
And answer is huwa fi dukan ni.
He's in the shop.
Yes, he is in the shop. Very good. Now al-qalamu al-maktab.
B.
B, very good. And the translation?
The pen
The pen
is on the desk.
on table.
Very good. The pen is on the desk or table. Okay. Aina Zainabu.
Where is Zainab?
Where is there?
Urfati.
Where's Zainab?
Okay.
He is in bathroom.
No, Urfa. Urfa.
She is in the room.
Room. Yeah, she is in the room. Aina al-waraku. Where is the waraka mean page? Where is page? Huwa alal maktabi. It is on the
Desk.
be on the desk. Aina al-mudarisu. Where is?
The teacher.
Huwa fil fasli.
He's in the class.
He is in the classroom. Okay, and fil fasli. Okay, always pay attention to all these harfujar and its victim. Now, aina yasirun.
Where is Yasir? Yes.
Answer. Huwa fil mirhadi.
It's in.
Mirhad mean bathroom. He is in the bathroom. Ash-shamsu wal qamaru fis samai.
The sun,
the moon are
and the moon.
Very good, very good. The sun and the moon are in the sky. Man fil fasli.
Where is classroom? What
Where
is this?
classroom?
No, man.
What
is man?
What is? Where's classroom?
Very good. Who is in the classroom? Excellent. Very proud of you guys. And now one more thing we need to learn over here, which is very important. Look at this word. We are saying Muhammadun, Khalidun, Hamidun, Yasirun, Ammarun, Sa'idun, Aliyun, Abbasun. But did you notice at the end of all these words? Un sound, right? And now look over here. And what kind of words are they? What kind of names are they? All masculine names, right? These are all masculine names. And now look at the second list. Aminatu, Zainabu, Fatimatu, Maryamu, Aishatu, Hatijatu, Safiyatu, Ruqayyatu. Now what do you notice over here? These are all feminine names and they are not taking un sound. Rather, they are light. Okay, you know that ladies are always delicate. They cannot have a lot of burden. They cannot carry big burden, right? So you can remember that all these ladies, the name of the ladies, they are always going to have one harika. Okay? So they are not going to take tanween ever. Clear? Making sense? So now keeping that in our mind, Hami, what should we say? Hami, Dun, Zaina, Bu, Amina, Tu, Amma, Run, Sa'i, Dun, Fatim, Maryam, Mu,
can you sit?
Ali, Yun, Khalidun, Abbasun, Aishatu, Muhammadun, Safiyatu, Khatijatu. Okay, so remember that rule, that ladies, we always are going to give only one harika to them. Okay, so now this is your, we still have more home to go. Okay, I'm gonna take 10 minutes extra today. Okay, because these lessons are getting bigger now, so that's why we need some extra time. Okay, so give me 10 more minutes and inshallah we will be done. So now another thing over here we are learning is this is the same continuation of our same lesson, al-baytu, but we are just having some new harfujar over here. Al-baytu min al-bayti. Al-masjidu ila al-masjidi. So two new harfu jar, min and ila, we are learning over here. So al-mudarrisu, the teacher, this is a dialogue between al-mudarris and Muhammad. So the teacher is asking, min aina antu, where are you from? And Muhammad is answering, ana min al-yabani, I am from Japan. Al-mudarrisu, wa min aina Ammarun, and where is Ammar from? And Muhammad is answering, huwa min as-Swini, he is from China. Then al-mudarrisu, wa min aina Hamidun, and where is Hamid from? Muhammad is answering, huwa min al-Hindi, and you guys should notice that min al-Hindi, min as-Sini, or min al-Yabani. So all these are taking kasra over here. Why? Because min is over there. Then al-mudarris is asking, aina Abbasun, and where is Abbas? Answer, Muhammad is giving, kharaja, he has left. So new vocabulary over here. Kharaja mean he has left, and this is a fail. Now al-mudarrisu, aina zahaba, where did he go? Muhammad is answering, zahaba ila al-mudiri, he went to the principal's office. Al-mudarris, or he went to principal, to see principal or principal's office, whatever you want to say. Now, aina zahaba Aliyun, where did Ali go? Muhammad is answering, zahaba ilal mirhadi, he went to the toilet. Okay, and what we are learning over here, two new words, zahaba and kharaja, and they are fail. Zahaba mean he went, and kharaja mean he left. And now we have a homework related to it, and I already gave some clues over here. And what is your homework? Your homework is to memorize harfu jar with their meaning and all the new and old vocabulary, and plus you need to work on these pages. Okay, so over here we need to answer this question, and I did it for you over here, but you are going to give your own answer. Okay, basically you have to write them down. So min aina anta, mean from, aina mean where, anta mean you. So how we gonna translate that? Where are you from? Okay, so someone is asking you, where are you from? So if I can answer that, ana min Pakistana. Okay, for Pakistan in Arabic, we know there is no pa sound. Okay, we have in Urdu, we have alif, ba, pa, or pe, we say, right? But in Arabic, we don't have this pa sound, so they use ba sound instead. And then you should notice that we have, after this min, we do not have Pakistani, because there is no such word like Pakistani. Some words, you know, they are stubborn and they do not accept the harfu jar, that they are going to make them jar instead. As they say, no, you keep your business with you. We are not going to be jar. We're going to remain the way we are, right? So some words are not flexible. So in this Pakistan and Canada and America, you can see that, okay, they are not going to budge. So they're going to remain the way they are. But Hind, you can see that we have kasra over here. So Hind is kind of a flexible word. Okay, so we need to keep that in our mind when we are answering. So that's why I write over here, ana min Pakistana, or you can say Canada, America, or Hindi, or whatever country you are. You can just search and see how it goes. Okay, then we have next question, a anta min Philippine. Philippine is Philippine. Okay, so are you from Philippine? So my answer is La, ana min Canada. No, I'm from Canada. Then man Minasrini. Who is from China? Sin mean China. Who is from China? So if we go back to our lesson, Ammar was from China, right? So we're going to say Ammarun Minasrini. Now Sini, again, you can see that this is flexible, so it is taking kasra. Then we have Min Aina Hamidun. Where is Hamid from? Okay, and answer is Huwa Minal Hindi. He is from Hind, from India. Now, Aina Zahaba Abbasun. And where is Abbas from? No, sorry. Where does Abbas go? Zahaba mean where did he went? Where did he go? So Zahaba Abbasun ilal mudiri. So that was the answer in our lesson. Now, Zahaba Aliyun ilal mudiri. So what should be the answer? It is asking that did Ali went to Mudir, to the principal office? So we are saying no. La Zahaba Aliyun ilal mirhadi. No, Ali went to bathroom instead. Right? So these were the answer. And then over here, you're going to just see familiar, kind of similar exercise we did our during the lesson. So you're going to just do that. And over here, it says Ikra Waktub mean read and write. So you're going to read them and you're going to translate them. Okay. And then we have these harfujar over here. So you're going to use them and you're going to show their effect in these sentences. And again, this is new vocabulary. So we need to memorize this new vocabulary, all these harfujar with their meanings. And that's all your homework. Okay. So Jazakallah khair for staying with me some extra time. So we're going to end our session over here. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifuna wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. And in next slide, we have points to remember over here. So I always recommend that you need to go through them because they are going to be very helpful. This is like a summary of whatever we did today. Okay, so always these points to remember, you need to review them.